Here's what I'm realizing, right? Man's power lies in the things he wants. Man's power for living life authentically and feeling genuinely good every day. Because feeling good, genuine good means accepting both negative and positive aspects of ourselves and life. That is what life is. And I'm right now realizing that power has been taken away from us. And I feel that the way the world is set up, I say the world because there is a commonality of way of living that every culture, every country follows up to a certain extent. Specifically speaking, the educational system. At this point, I believe children before age 8 should not even be enrolled in school. We should be able to do whatever it is that we want, because there is no danger happening from an 8-year-old that is left free to know himself and be himself. That is what he would do freely, willingly. That is what we did, right? All of us have very little of that experience, because our childlike self is very short-lived for all of us, right? It's like 4. That's it. Our freedom stopped. It's just like as an adult, how tired we are of working, or like life not making sense for us, and we're trying to make it make sense, but it does not. If you're clocking and clocking out, you cannot tell me anything to convince me that you're happy. There is no way, if you're clocking and clocking out, that you're happy. Nope. Your power has been taken away from you. As long as you're working for someone else, there's no happiness. Now, there is working with a specific company, a specific person, a specific dream, a specific idea, a specific theory, a specific organization, plan that was already existing when you come to understand your own individual interest and joining that. I remember reading Think and Grow Rich, how emphasized it was. What's his name? The guy that created the light bulb. He had this burning desire to work with, not for, to work with Alexander Graham Bell, I think. Anyways, we can clarify that from Think and Grow Rich. But you can, right, want to work. But if you are working for, there is a distinctive power in there. Working for and working with are two totally separate things. Working for is giving you power. Working with, you have your power. Because we are here to support one another, right? I mean, everything does exist anyways. Looking at my burning desires, for example, or my purpose and truth. In 2024, what I want or who I am is a writer and a fashion designer. So how many fashion designers and writers existed before me? And I'm just here to continue to contribute to that world, right? So like, even if we think about the very first fashion designer, right? God her or his inspiration from nature, because God is the first fashion designer. So everything already exists when we arrive on earth, right? But creation shall not stop. We should continue to create. Why? Because feeling good, we can never have enough of feeling good. So it's like understanding what we are, right? Everything wants you to focus on who are you, who are you, who are you? How the fuck am I supposed to know who I am when I don't even know what I am? You see how they're like confusing you? Right? So going back to childhood, the moment you start to think for yourself and realize, oh, like following your interests, because you could just simply go to a park or where kids hang out and look at them, how free they are, how they want. They hate being in a classroom. Why the fuck would they love it? They show you how much they hate it. Age 4, age 3, kids are already enrolled in school, right? We are being taught to stop wanting. We are being taught to hate, hating to want. Because as an adult, we stop wanting. Or we have more than enough practice of hating, wanting. Why? Because we have enough practice of not getting what we want. So we ingrained that, oh, dreams are just dreams. Oh, wishes are just wish. Oh, I want this, but oh yeah, in another life. Oh, adults know better. We don't need everything we want. Excuse me? We actually need everything we want. See, we are born with what we need. And that need is the source of our wanting. I was born with the interest of liking good ink and good sheet of paper. Meaning, as a writer, as a kid, how much I cared about fashion, people that dresses up. Seeing beautiful architecture houses. What does that tell you? What if we combine all the things that I'm interested in? Right now, as an adult, as a 35-year-old, someone is living exactly the lifestyle that I want to live, doing exactly what I want. They might not be doing exactly like, I don't know, I haven't met a writer in a fashion. Well, actually, Tom Ford. Tom Ford is a movie producer, so he might be, he writes too, right? And he's also a fashion designer. So that's my tribe. That's my soul tribe. Imagine hanging around people like that, what it would do to me, for me, and to the world. Right? So think about it like that. You are already born with what you need. But the moment you start to realize it, like what, age 4, age 5, you're going to forget it. Why? Because now you are faced with responsibility. What is your responsibility? To learn how to be bored, to learn to tolerate to be bored, to learn to abide by the rules. Abiding citizen. You're learning, just like your parents are going to work, you're learning that you're gonna have to go to school and you're gonna have to get good grades because you have to pass on to the next grade. So what are you doing in this process? You're forgetting who you are. You're playing less. And we will fight until like maybe 9, 10. In my generation, shit, even an 8-year-old is already like being depressed. Because at 12-year-old, they're killing themselves. This is what irks me. This is what kills me. This is what I want to fight for the rest of my life. Why the fuck would a teenager commit suicide? She hasn't even lived. She haven't started living. He haven't even started living. This is sad. But the world doesn't care. Because the people that, I don't know, whoever has the higher authority on how to orchestrate the world understands people dying doesn't mean shit for them, because it's like, it's enough. It's more than enough people. Right? They're just waiting for the ones that are like fighting to bring their dreams to life. They're just witnessing that. And at this point, I'm also understanding there are entities that fight human beings. Like human beings has enemies, which we need to understand at this point and fight it together. And our power lies in serving one another, because that's the only way we can find this big puzzle that we are created to figure out. And God has patience, right? But God is such a freedom believer, right? Has given us the free will to choose. Because when you really think about it, if our Creator controls us, where's the fun? Right? But in letting us be, that's where the fun is. He lives in us. He's our guidance, our guiding compass. He lives in our heart. So whoever chooses to follow, because our Creator knows. You must know. You must know as a human being, you like to feel good and you don't like to feel not good, right? Like, what is the one thing that any thinking brain or working brain can agree on is, yeah, I like to feel good. Any brain that is in the right brain and in their right mind, yeah, of course I like to feel good. You know, but like a child that's been abused the moment he can think, the moment he was born, by the time he's 12, 11 years old, no, he's not going to like to feel good. He's going to want to do the things that was done to him, because that's where he thinks his power comes from, because bad things has been done to him. So he thinks by doing bad things to another, he's getting his power back. Y'all watched enough movies. Movies are telling us secrets of life. But they know, even movies, when we watch movies, we watch it for entertainment purposes. We just want to forget. We just want to be numb. But like, even movies, we watch it with muscle memory. We live with muscle memory. That's the biggest thing. We are taught to live with muscle memory. Right? Age 4 comes. All right, now you know every day you wake up. Now you learn your parents waking you up. Like, that neurological pattern, that those emotions are being imprinted in you as early as 4 or 5 years old. Like, you learned, like, just like your parents, you rush, go get your book back, hurry up, put your shoes on, hurry up, we gotta go, we're late. The rush, the morning rush. Next thing you know, you start living it through muscle memory. You start to accept it. Next thing you know, you're in middle school, elementary school, high school, college. Now you're an adult. Oh, okay. Because they know how to trap a human is through practice. But the practice that you need to instill in them must start before age 7. Because if you leave them alone up to age 7, they'll be too strongly in love with what they're truly, personally interested in. Nothing can come between them and their creation. Once this connection has happened between man and God, no matter how hard life can be, they won't stop creating. There's nothing that you can do to them that will make them stop creating. But you see, they know that connection, that link is very weak when we're young. When we're like between in and out of consciousness, between in and out of reality. So now, as an adult, we hate wanting. When our power lies in wanting, a man that doesn't want is a very dangerous man. But you see, they control your wanting and they turned it into materialistic wanting. So you think when you get a paycheck, how you spend and where you spend, even that is controlled. how you spend your money. Because where you live, where you shop, everything is created. Right? Unless you remove yourself from that pattern. The mall, the shops in the mall, the apartments, the grocery stores. Everything is created to help with this illusion that you have no power. That, oh, this is just adulting. Oh yeah, I got responsibility. They control your mind to a point. They make a decision for you. So you're just like an animal. You think you're a human being, but you're just like living like an animal. Conforming. Literally following steps. One step after another step. Throughout your life. And then here comes 65 and you're retired finally when you can't do shit. And you die. And that has been okay. That has been the norm. Starting at 4, you learn your responsibilities, right? Up to 18, then you go to school. And then when you graduate high school, they know you're going to be confused as fuck. So you're either going to go to school or you're going to go to work. They know that. They don't care what you do. Even after 18, you find your interest and you go to college. It's like, oh, yeah, they need more doctors. Yeah, they need more nurses. They need more in the way that they had orchestrated the world. Yeah, they need more builders, architects, just people that will help them help them live. Help them continue create the life that they have created. Fear-based mentality. People not wanting to live by themselves, being afraid of themselves or being by themselves. You know, the one thing that was like very fascinating to me as a flight attendant, right after I give the descending announcement 20 minutes before landing, we get to see the ground, right? And it's like all empty whenever we arrive to a city, right? It's like all this empty land. And then you see like all the houses all together, like the neighborhood, everything's like people is like afraid of something. How crowded we like to be in our living space. Like all the houses built next to each other. Oh, what? Like you need it's like you need to see a neighbor. If not, you'll be afraid. It's like, oh, like being afraid of being alone. But that's where our power relies. Why are we not scattered around all over Earth? Right? So like, then I became convinced in every city or in every state, the majority of the land is empty because people only live in a very small area because we like to be crowded. It's like as if, again, we're afraid of, we don't even know what we're afraid of. We're just afraid. Because our sacral chakra is fucked with at a very young age that we don't even know the source of our fear. Fear doesn't even exist, but we allow it. Why? Because we have zero communication with our creator. So we don't create. Right? Clock and clock out, clock and clock out, clock and clock out, clock and clock out, clock and come 65, retire. Go on a vacation. Why the fuck would I want to wait until I'm 65 to go on vacation when I can't even walk straight? What's the point if I can't jump from that cliff to that ocean? Visiting that island. What's the fucking point if I can't hike? It's so funny. Even vacation. What is a vacation? A vacation is like, okay, you leave from America to this foreign country and then you're staying in a hotel. You're swimming in the hotel pool. You're laying on a pool all day. You might walk around the beach and then you lay on the beach. It's like you're not doing shit. because you're too tired. And if you somehow afford to go on vacation when you're, before sooner than 65, you're working, your brain is busy because you know what you're going to go back to. There's no enjoying that vacation. So what do? Alcohol. So there is, when the alcohol is mixed, there is no strong neurological pattern happening to all the beautiful things that you've seen in the island or whatever beautiful place that you happen to visit. So you come back to your hometown, it's like you're already ready for your next vacation. Just look at it. The problem is we don't think that's it. Like it's like my life lesson is gonna be like, if I am to die right now, I think the strangest secret is what truly changed my life, even more than Think and Grow Rich, even more than Wayne Dyer, even more than Abraham Hicks, even more than Oprah and her Soul Sunday. The doctor was asked, what's wrong with the man? He took a second and he said, man simply don't think. And if you can't think, what are you? An animal. Because what is it? You can find every organ that you find in a human being in a horse. So what makes a horse and different than a man? Because man can think for himself. So man can be whatever he wants to be. But man needs to know how he works. Man needs to understand what his creation is. Most do not know how man creates, so you are giving in to the world that was already created when you arrive. I wrote a big chapter on my first book, What is in Charge of Your Life, how America was created, the marketing world, how it took over a man's psychology, right? The nephew of the psychologist, the grandfather of psychology, Freud, his nephew moved to America, right, and took over the marketing world because he knows the power of the mind. He learned about it before he moved from Europe to America, right? And then what was it? It was a quote that I mentioned it in my book, right? Let's change the way man thinks and let us switch his desires, his spiritual desire, with material desires. What does that mean? Let's make man start wanting things that he does not need. Before that, they say Americans only bought things when they run out of it or when they break it. Right? You would not see an American shopping for a glass or a cup unless the cup at the house is broken. Unless the shoes is old enough, they will not go buy a new shoes. So he came and brainwashed the people. And decades after his death, we are living and abiding by that. The world, the majority of the world is materialistic. Especially in America. Right? You could look at Thanksgiving. And we don't even necessarily have to focus on Black Friday. People shop every other Friday, especially teenagers, as soon as they start working. Because especially now, after social media, you cannot wear the same thing again. Because once it's posted, that's it, right? So, especially women are spending their money on things that they don't even need. right? 80% of our clothes in the closet we don't use. And we don't know the importance of giving and cleansing. So we just hoarder. And there's no energy flowing. So there's no practice of receiving what we want. How can you receive when you're not giving? Because it's giving that puts you in the position of receiving. So the point that I'm making is that, going back to the inspiration of this recording, is that man's power lies in wanting. When you stop wanting, you stop living, basically. Or if your wanting is only based on your need, meaning just meeting your needs, meaning paying the bills, you're slowly dying. So the sooner you wake up, despite of your bills, despite of your responsibility as a parent, despite of, right, everything that is in your life, stop for a second. Throughout your day, think about what you want. If money wasn't a problem, what do you want? By doing that each day, you give it emotion and you allow it to grow. How good it would feel to have this thing that you want. That's how man cultivates his seed and bring it to fruition.